All right, let's talk about this. So, as you can see on the screen, I've put about four games that happened, and they're all women's games. And one thing that I've seen, they're all blowouts. Like the first one, KPA versus UN Dynamite, 1866. I mean, KPA are just, the defending champions. They've not lost, on Kenyan soil for a while now. And even last season, they barely lost a game. They didn't even lose a game last season in KBF. Then we have the Equity Hawks versus KU Oryx. You can see 105-22. I mean, that 22 is like first quarter points, and that team only scored like that the whole game. Then the third game, you can see ZTEC Sparks versus 3 Swish, 94-36. That was another blowout. And in the last one, USIU Flames versus KP. You can see USIU Flames were fighting. They got like promoted into the Premier League, so just fighting in there with KPA, and KPA won that game 74-49. But one thing I must say is this: even I made a post on Instagram. If you have not checked out Instagram NBA Kenya, make sure to check that out. I made a post just saying like the women's division runs. It runs through three teams. If you're not KPA, ZTech, or Equity, the Equity Hawks, there's nothing you're doing. Because one thing is for sure, there's no way you're gonna beat any of those three teams. And then there's that and the rest. I know some people can make an argument for the Storms, some people can make an argument for the USIU Flames, and some people can even make an argument for the UN Dynamite. I mean, about a season ago they were good, but right now on that rebuild, they're just getting beat a lot. And that game they played against KPA was so one-sided, 1866. This is not even a. Someone can even say like it's like they stopped playing basketball, and it's very embarrassing. Even the KU Oryx, and it also begs the question like, what do these other women's teams do? Do they actually train? And if so, what is the quality of their training? So because what you do on the court, especially in games, it's a reflection of what you've done in training camp. It's a reflection of the strategies your coaches has imparted on you. It's a reflection of like how you want to play and how you intend of like getting on the next level and trying to win. But what I'm saying is just the only three teams that are doing something, and it's a good thing and a bad thing for like those three teams, because you can see a team getting blown out by like let's take the example of the Equity Hawks, 105-22. Yes, they can they can say that they have won the game and it was an easy game, but the other team is not even posing any threat to them, and so they're going to the Equity Hawks just walk over them like the Equity Hawks versus KU Oryx, as you can see on the screen. So it's both bad for both teams, because when you lie in either extremes, there's a high likelihood that you get complacent on how you play. Because the other teams in the women's division I've seen, it's like they're just backing off and just letting these top three teams just beat them down, which is actually bad because it hurts both teams. Because number one, it hurts the team that is losing, and also it hurts the team that is winning, because the team that is winning doesn't even have to exert like any new styles or strategies that can make them get to that next level, because iron sharpens iron. So there's no iron that's sharpening Equity Hawks, there's no iron sharpening KPA or ZTEC Sparks, only if they play against each other. But even if they play against each other, you saw in the finals, ZTEC, after sweeping the Equity Hawks, they got swept by KPA. So you're seeing it's just one-sided affairs. There's no point where you can see like teams are like evenly matched. I'm not saying like it's not a bad thing to be evenly matched, or like there's a parity issue, but all I'm saying is the quality of the women's division needs to be put into question. And sometimes the ladies, even their work ethic should be put into question, even for the other teams, because how can a coach a team to a blowout like the KU Oryx one? They got beat 22-105. How can you coach that? How can you coach a team to that? How can the UN Dynamites coach a team to like a final score of 18 and 66? So it's actually sad. You can see even the team is like, at least that is trying, the USIU Flames. And remember, this is a team that was in Div 1 and they just got there to the Premier League. There are teams that have been there, like even Three Switch got there. But you can see like a team like K Oryx, UN Dynamics, they've been there. They've been there for that time and still they're getting blown out. Okay, I don't want to give a whole pass to the other teams, but you can see that some teams that have been there and they're just getting blown out like that. So that's actually quite concerning, and it also like begs the question like, do these games even, do they even put any effort to be good? What goes on in training camp? And is this the pool of talent that the women's national team is coming from? I know I've talked about like KP and Equity with close reference to Zone 5, and the same thing came to roost because they didn't get like very good competition when they're playing in KBF that was going to prepare them for Zone 5. You can see KP are able to weather the storm in Zone 5. They're able to do some serious damage to teams. I believe they even went unbeaten because no team was able to beat them easily. And the Equity Hawks, they lost in the game that was very important, that could have notched them a spot to be in the Africa Women's Cup. They blew it and they settled for third place, the bronze medal, which is not bad, but given like the trajectory we are going at, we're gearing up again to see a KP versus Equity game in the finals of Zone 5, but that didn't happen thanks to REG thing. REG just did that thing. But anyway, if you don't have teams that are going to prepare you, and seeing that you're getting like the constant competition and be pushed to the edge, even not only the bad teams suffer, but also the good teams suffer because they get complacent and rigid and think that the only way that it works is only one way. So yeah, I mean, this is actually quite concerning. I've not seen anybody talk about this. I just said let me just raise it up because this is it's not looking good at all. Not looking good at all. And I really don't like to see such things happen, especially when it comes to basketball. So tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Do you feel like there's something that needs to be done there? Do the coaches need to step up? Because I feel like, do the players need to understand that they don't have to like capitulate to the other teams? Because majority of the times you're seeing when a team is going up against KPA, they have a tendency to blow it and capitulate to them. They are not aggressive. They're showing that it's like they don't want to run. It's as if they don't even know how to play basket. It's like they forget how to play basketball anymore. It's like it's like you're just letting them just walk over you and just accept the loss. As early as 5 minutes into the game, you can just even see their body language. It's like you don't want to be there. If you see KP on the schedule or even the Equity Hawks on the schedule, you just cringe. But honestly, this has to change. It has to change. Coming from the coaches, the players, those two, and having and building a mentality of like resilience to be able to like at least challenge and not just roll over. So that's one thing that I've seen, and I just said let me just check it out and just like mention it, because not many people are mentioning. But hey, we've got to talk about these things here, because where else are you gonna listen to this? So if you guys like the video, okay, make sure you leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think, and I'm out. Peace.